know even now there again, this has a TBI cover page. We look at the second page and ask if you can identify that copy. According to the document, it's a statement you took to Becky Hill. Do you remember taking a statement to Becky Hill? No recollection of that.
I wouldn't have done it on these pages.
I'm just asking, you don't remember?
I don't remember.
This prosecutor appears to be a fabricator. Because I ask you, where in this document is it indicated it was written by Sergeant Mike Brown? Oh, it's by Becky Hill, okay. Her signature is right here. But who took this statement? There's nothing in here indicating it was by Sergeant Mike Brown. Dated January 12th, 2006. The day Becky gets out of the hospital. You will not see this date on the investigative reports by either the sheriff or the TBI. What you will see is that on January 19th, 17th, it says two different things, that Becky Hill came to the sheriff's office and picked Adam out immediately from the photo lineup. Failing to mention that Sheriff Myers and Lonnie Cleek had gone a week earlier to Becky's sister's house, where Becky was in the kitchen, and they brought the photo lineup. Now what happened? We don't know. She certainly didn't pick Adam. That would only happen a week later. Why did they conceal this? Why was it written down incorrectly? And why is Prosecutor Strange saying that Sergeant Brown wrote this? Is it just to discredit him? And if it is to discredit him, I think you picked the wrong document, sir. Because you will notice here, on Becky Hill's statement, it says, the same boy that hit me was up there earlier the same day, when he came back that evening and knocked, etc. See, the thing that's important about this is that the prosecution said the first time she ever saw this person was when they knocked on the door. Not that she had seen him earlier in the day. What happened to this document in the first place? Now, Prosecutor Strain, you have now entered it in evidence for the first time, I believe. Now, as you know, my name is D.K. Stone, probably. I've been investigating Adam's case for 3 years now. The ups and downs, where he was let out of prison, then put back in prison. I located Sergeant Mike Brown. Not Sergeant Troy Brown, who testified, but Sergeant Mike Brown, the crime scene investigator, the person that found the body, collected evidence, the man who never testified. Sergeant Brown says he wrote a report, as any person would. That report is missing. Steve Strain insinuated the other day that the report could have been missing under Clint Trump, the present sheriff. Very unlikely. However, if that's the case, that means that the report was hidden from the defense. If you see what I mean, because Sheriff Trump didn't take office until years later. That report should have been part of discovery. Mike Brown testified that when he found Malcolm Burrows, the wallet was in his back pocket. Back to this statement. I know who made this statement. I wanted to know. It's unsigned. So several months ago, I sent an investigator down to Lonnie Cleek's house. Seeing that it was Lonnie Cleek and Brett Myers who went to Becky Hill's house, had to be one of either. I had seen Sheriff Myers' handwriting on the J. Douglas report, another report that was misrepresented. When J. Douglas said he saw a black-haired woman, a black-haired man and a blonde woman driving a gold car at the Burroughs house. He wrote in his sheriff's report that J. Douglas said he saw a gold-colored car being driven by a red-haired man. So I knew Sheriff Meyer's handwriting, and I sent an investigator down to Lonnie Cleek's house. We'll hear that tape right now.
Hey, how you doing? You're Lonnie Cleek?
I am.
My,
Long way away from home.
yeah, they brought me down to reinvestigate this Braseel case.
Oh, shit. I talked to her and I saw her and I talked to the family. We didn't think she was up to it. And
Right.
the deputy presented her the photo lineup and I went back on another day.
I got you, but we got a statement from her on the 12th.
Shit, I don't.
Is this your handwriting?
Yeah, that's my right.
Mm-hmm. And that's dated the day that you supposedly went there and she was not well enough to see a photo array.
Right.
But yeah, you got a statement from her.
He says, yes, this is my handwriting. But he says he didn't show the photo lineup to Becky. How did she know they brought the photo lineup? Because if you look in the preliminary hearing, Becky Hill clearly states, sworn testimony, she's sitting in the kitchen of her sister's house when they brought her the photo lineup. And obviously this statement was taken that day. Becky Hill said she identified Adam's car that day. I don't think she ever saw Adam's car. I think it'd be very strange. How would a man drive up in a gold color car and ask for starting fluid for a car that's running? I got into this case. I put up a casting call for Fear of the Hills. Lo and behold, a woman came, a woman on the school board. Her name was Casey Kilgore. And Casey revealed to me that she was at the crime scene the weekend of the murder. She was there with her boyfriend, Trey Meeks. That was back in the old days when Trey Meeks did drug deals with Malcolm Burroughs. The usual thing was for Trey to go get money from Malcolm, to go to the doctors, get prescriptions, bring them back, split them up, that kind of thing. Usual pill mill process. However, on that day, Casey said that they had car trouble. Trey Meeks and Malcolm went to go work on Trey's car. She saw Malcolm get out of the recliner and go with Trey to work on the car. Sound familiar? Does that sound like some boy earlier in the day? Or earlier? Sure does. In any event, this statement by Rebecca Hill needs to be thoroughly examined. It is not Sergeant Brown's. I want to see, when I read in the Times Free Press, where it said Sergeant Brown took this statement but didn't remember, I was just appalled. How can anybody state as fact that this was Sergeant Brown's statement? Do people want to make this man look out? Here's a man who's given 20 years of service to his country, then 20 years of service to law enforcement. He says he made a report. And now people are so quick to think that he's might have an agenda because I'm involved in selling t-shirts I don't sell t-shirts. I'm not here to sell t-shirts. Just incredible. I challenge to look at the evidence, to review what I've just said. A, prosecutor, you got the wrong statement to bring, because this statement is not going to help your case. And it's certainly not written by Sergeant Brown. And as far as records, look at the sheriff's report. I mean, it's just replete with whatever you want to call it. It states that Kirk Braden came to the sheriff's office and identified Adam Braseel, and then they went to go look for Adam. That's not what happened. They found Adam in his gold-colored car, took the car, put it up like a trophy at the sheriff's office. So the next day, when Kirk Braden came, they had Adam's picture from the night before when they got his car. I said, "Kirk, isn't this him?" They didn't have a photo lineup. Sheriff Myers says he was getting a photo lineup put together. Whatever. Fact is, they had Adam's picture. They had their man. And Kirk Braden's story had changed a couple times. So maybe his memory is off. Because Kirk Braden told the police that the man, the assailant, was someone he'd never seen before. Yet in court, it's revealed he had seen Adam before. Him and his friend had seen Adam swimming at Bonnie Oaks, and his friend had a problem with him being there. Some kind of altercation. So much so that Kirk went back and told his mother, because that's the person that revealed that story. So Kirk Braden didn't know who Adam Braseel was. Why didn't he just say it was Adam Braseel at the very beginning then? Why did it take 3 days? Why did it take a trip to the sheriff's office for Kirk Braden to decide it was Adam Braseel, someone he said he'd never seen before? There's a lot wrong with this case, people. And it is up to everybody